Well, hello beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having an awesome day, and today we are ranking some eyeshadow palettes. So today I have my 10 newest eyeshadow palettes here and I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my most favorite, and I think it's going to be fun. So I do have a couple of these which are like little tiny palettes that had like more than one in the collection. I just chose my favorite one that I own from that collection as the one to go into the list of 10, so we don't have a bunch that are from the same collection in there. Hope that makes sense. But today I'm going to talk about some new makeup, and it was hard to rank these, honestly. Like, some of them I just don't care, like, if they get higher than the other ones, so it was a little bit hard. But I'm going to do my best today to rank them as much as, like, I personally like them, not just the quality. So without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, before we get started, if you're not subscribed to my channel already, I'd greatly appreciate it if you did that. And of course, thank you to Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner for giving me the inspiration for doing this series. And it's fun. I like it. I also feel kind of judgmental when I'm making the list. I don't know. But lastly, at the number 10 spot, let's go ahead and get started with it, is the Lizzie McGuire in collaboration with Colourpop palette. Now, I did do a review of this. If I have reviews of any of these palettes, I'll leave them linked down below for you. And I thought it was cute, and then I decluttered it. It was in my declutters, and I wanted to use it for this video, so I didn't declutter it yet. But the Lizzie McGuire in Colourpop palette, very hyped. I love Lizzie McGuire. I think the theme is very fun and cute and very nostalgic for a lot of us. However, this color scheme is very limiting to me because honestly I just want to use like this one shade, even though it's a glitter, and then the greens. Like, I like the orange and I like the greens, and like the pinks and purples just for me is very limiting. It's not something I would use on a daily basis by any means. So if it wasn't for the greens in here, I probably would never use it. So this is last on my list. The palette quality is fine. I could do without the glitter. Like, you can see my look, I did a cute look with it, but I just don't personally use this kind of color scheme all the time. It's kind of here because of the nostalgia. So this is the number 10 spot for me. So number 9 and number 8, I kind of kept flip-flopping back and forth. So these two are kind of interchangeable for me, but the number 9 spot goes to something I just recently acquired, and it is the Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette. First of all, Wild West is not a theme for a naked palette. It's very odd. They need to just drop the naked thing. I know it was typed like 10 years ago, but it just needs to drop. And I really love Urban Decay's quality. So the eyeshadow quality is fine. It's not like amazing, but it's not bad. And I really like the packaging on this. Like this little colorful snaky thing. It's really pretty. The packaging's beautiful. And I was actually really intrigued by this color scheme when it first got announced, but I didn't pick it up. So this is the color scheme on the inside. I know it's been out for a while, but it's new to me. It's really pretty. Like, it's really pretty. I like the little prop of like a warm kind of color here, and then a little bit of blue, and these neutrals are nice for an everyday look, but it's just not exciting, and I don't like the theme being Wild West naked. That doesn't make sense to me. This is just really pretty, but it's nothing revolutionary, nothing I'm going to use on a daily basis because it doesn't excite me, but the quality is fine, and I like the packaging, so that's number 9 spot. Now, like I said, number 9 and number 8 kind of be flippy flop, so another one that I just about, but I love the theme, is the Aurora palette, the Sleeping Beauty palette from Essence. So the Disney princesses, they have 3 palettes. There is I believe it's Snow White, Ariel, and Aurora. And Aurora is my favorite Disney princess, and she does not get enough love. And she always didn't have that much time in her own movie, so she's my favorite princess. My favorite princess is Sleeping Beauty. Let me know yours down below. But like, Essence making a Disney palette is just super cute because it's affordable, and then like her having the theme is why I rank this higher than the Naked Wild West palette. But here's the inside of the palette, you guys. Not my kind of color scheme. A lot of purple in here, and then like red and stuff, which is really pretty. But for me, like the pan layout is weird. I do like a couple of these shades, like the darker shades, and like the silver gunmetal kind of color is really pretty. But it's not an everyday kind of color scheme for me, and Essence's eyeshadow quality is not above and beyond fantastic. So it's just kind of like a middle of the road. I like the theme, the colors are okay, but yeah, I guess I just don't think of purple when I think of Sleeping Beauty. Like, there's a lot of plummy purples in here and pinks. I don't think of that. I would think like her dress changing, seeing like a blue and a pink and like stuff like that. That's what I would think of with her. Was it sleep? Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I would think like the berries and stuff colors. Or maybe like a bright red for like the prince, I guess, maybe. Ranking in at number 7, these are the new little quads from Colourpop. I have 2 of them, and this one is the one cream soda that I used for my eyeshadow yesterday. So I really just did my look to go to Chick-fil-A yesterday. Is that like a thing? But I tried out the new little quads they had. So this is the new Colourpop quads. This one's cream soda. They have a really dark one that I'm still considering picking up. It's like a really dark kind of taupey moment. I'm still thinking about that, but I know I technically don't need it. But these little quads are so pretty. Honestly, these are like a very limited amount of colors because you're only getting 4, 2 mattes, 2 shimmers. But for me, like if I'm doing like a look, like I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A, I'm not really trying to look my absolute most fantastic thing in the world. I just want something simple and pretty. These are perfect for that because I do use a lighter matte and then a little bit of darker matte on the crease, on like the outer portion of the crease, and then I just slap a shimmer on with my finger. So it's perfect for days where I don't want to have to think about my eyeshadow. But like I could see why some people wouldn't be a fan of having such a limited like color scheme. But for lazy days, it's perfect. So I ranked it kind of high, and the quality of the mattes were really, really nice in this one. Coming in number 6 is another Colourpop thing. This is from their new little collection of 5-pan shadows we just talked about in Unfiltered Opinions video. The green one was the one I wanted the most, and the green ones I'm talking about today. So this is one of their new little 5-pan palettes. They've done the monochromatic thing before, so it's nothing revolutionary for them, but I really like this packaging. So this is the High Society eyeshadow palette. The only thing is the sticker on the back of mine is hella crooked. Like compared to like where the thing is, the sticker's hella crooked and it bothers me. But this is the High Society palette. So this is what's on my eyes today, you guys, because I wanted to test it out. I think it's really pretty. I like the quality of it. I wish this was slightly darker just because when I'm putting it in the lower lash line, it just kind of faded out on me just because it's very light, but it did work over the top of the crease. I think it's nice. I could do without this one shade being a blue because it kind of messes up with my green moment here. It kind of pulls it more towards like a turquoisey if I use a lot of it. But I think it's a really pretty thing, and I love the shimmers in here. There's 2 shimmers. This is the one on my lid today, and I just think it's so pretty. Like, I messed up. I did the extended wing waterline thing, and I did a lot of eyeliner, and I wiped it off with a Q-tip, and this was so pigmented that it just covered it all up, and it didn't look like I messed up my makeup today. So it did a great job. I like the color scheme. I just wish that this shade wasn't bluish. Coming in at the number 5 spot, so we're the top half of the list now, we have the Sigma Ivy palettes. This is one of their new little palettes. They released like 5 of these, like little tiny palettes. This is the one I was most hyped for. I've also used the kind of more brown neutrally one. So this one's called Ivy. So on the back of it, you can see here what the color scheme looks like. It's kind of a brown with a little bit of blue-green moment in it. And I've used this a few times so far, and I really enjoy it. Like, I don't think my, like, I don't think I like the metallic-y blue one that much because I really want to go towards the browns and the greens. Like, other than this one being like not my favorite thing in the world, everything else performs really well. I like the packaging because it's very slim, compact cardboard, better for the environment than plastic. And like, I love their quality of eyeshadows. I feel like for the last year, they've really improved their eyeshadow game from their original like warm neutrals palette and stuff. And it's very nice. I really like the shimmers. Very, very pretty. So this one is the top half of the list for that purpose. And it has some browns, which I love, and a little bit of green, which is always fun. Coming in at the number 4 spot, I did do a full review of this palette recently, and it is not the best quality in the world for the price tag. You watch the video if you want to know like the full experience I had with that thing. It's ranked really high on this list because I'm still using it constantly because I love this color scheme. However, the shadows in this palette are a lot to work with, and it is the new Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane palette. The shadows in here, this is the packaging by the way, the shadows in here are pretty. They're pretty, but they take more effort to work with than they should for the price tag of this palette. So here's the inside color scheme. I ranked it really high because again, this is the kind of color scheme I love, kind of a grungier thing, and some of them have like a little bit of a mustardy hue towards the mattes, and we have some grays, and I love that kind of color scheme, and I love how the mattes like are really, really pigmented except for like this one for some reason. I love the color scheme, and I like this long packaging, but the mattes and the shimmers and these 2 are toppers and they don't show up, and it's not for the price. I don't know why it's this price when like literally these 2 shades you can not even really use because they're toppers and they don't really show up, and then some of the mattes are hard to like blend out, but the color scheme is nice, so I feel conflicted. That's why it's high. Don't come for me. It is what it is. It should be like a $25 palette, honestly. Coming in at number 3 spot, the top 3 now. This one I do have an affiliate code for. I do also have one for Sigma. I'll leave a link down below. But you can use code Porcelain off this palette if you like it, you see what you like, and you like it, and you want to buy it. You can use my link or my code for them. It's called Porcelain, and it's shop alter ego, because I love a dupe, okay? I love an affordable dupe, and then saving more money off an affordable dupe, whatever. Sound preachy about a code, but I'm not. this Luster palette, I did review this palette as well. I did like a get ready with me where I tried it out for the first time, and I've used it so many times since then. Actually, Cortland and I went on like a little mini getaway. We went like a day and a half to Orlando, and this is what I brought with me as my eyeshadow because it was just so pretty. It was so pretty. It was looking for an everyday elegant look or to like go out a little bit. So this is the inside of it. It is a dupe for a Pat McGrath palette, I believe, or Natasha Denona one. I think it's a Pat McGrath palette, like one of those mothership palettes, for a way cheaper price. So you can see, I'll leave the video link down below where I tried this out for the first time. I absolutely love it. I think I fell in love with this glittery shade because you don't need a glitter glue with it. It's just kind of a glittery, shimmery moment. It looks really pretty. I just plop it on my finger. It looks really pretty on the lid. And I also love a gray tone purple because I don't wear like purple eyeshadows typically. So a gray tone, kind of cool tone purple looks really, really nice on my eyes. And then like, I don't know, and this one's like a duochrome. It looks like a pink when you swatch it out. It's just so fun. I like this palette a lot, especially because I know this is like what people are paying like $100 and something for, and it's not nearly that price when you get the dupe. So I'm happy with it. I think the packaging on this too is very beautiful, and I'm always happy with their quality, so I'm really happy to have this one. Affordable palettes, dupe for a fancy one, you know? So next up is a made palette. So this is a bunch of singles I put together into this little Z palette. So this is from Glam-Box. So this is a bunch of singles that I put together. I don't name this palette or anything. This is their website right here. It's Glam-Shop.pl. And actually, I don't know if I'm in the camera. Is it backwards or is it forward for y'all? I don't know. But anyways, this is just so pretty. I love the quality of the shadows. They also have like some pre-made palettes as well. They have a ton of pre-made palettes. I have the Citronata one that's really yellow and pretty and it's lovely. But I think I like this one more than the pre-made one because I just love how they perform. Like the glitters, I don't like glitter typically. Like I don't like a glitter that I have to use like a glitter glue with because it's just gonna make a mess all under my lower lash line and stuff. But like these are really pretty and they perform so nicely. So here's a green one that I picked out and put in here with a blue pink shift to it. So if I swatch it, you're like, oh wow, that's really pretty. And then I swatch it out and it changes its entire vibe. Like it looks green on camera and then look, it's like pinky purpley red. I just love how these shift, and the mattes are also really nice. So let me swatch this green matte for you here, which is like this one. And it just has like a nice lime base to it. It's not just like it like swatches out so nicely and so smoothly. These shadows are absolutely fantastic quality. And like you can build your own palette, which is nice. Like I typically don't use singles because I want to be able to just list whatever palettes on my eyes down below for you guys. So if you want to recreate it, it's easier. You have one palette to go to and that's it. So I typically don't use singles ever. But like I've been using these a lot because they're really good quality and they kind of broke my like don't use singles rule. That's my drum roll. So it is time for the #1 palette. You guys, I did review this as well. I did not want to be this person. I typically don't talk about collabs products for a really long time because I feel like, you know, everyone does them and they have their own moments, but I don't want to talk about them forever because it makes me feel like I don't like other people's collabs and stuff. I don't know. This palette is so freaking good. Okay, I don't have an affiliate code with these people. This is not like a sponsored thing, but this palette is freaking beautiful. It's so beautiful. And yes, I've seen the one they announced that looks like a melt palette that's coming out like on May 5th or something. I've marked my calendar. This, I need it. Okay, you guys, I need the new one too because after this quality, I cannot stop talking about this. Whatever this brand releases, I'm here for right now currently because I'm obsessed with this palette. The #1 palette goes to the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos Makeup. This palette is so fucking good. Oh my god, it keeps getting like sold out and stuff and restocked and stuff. And honestly, the packaging is absolutely beautiful. And I thought by looking at the color scheme, I'd be like, oh, I think I get tired of this. You know, because I don't use blues that often. It's a lot of blues in here. But I'm not tired of it. I'm not tired of it at all. The greens in here are so pretty. The oranges in here are so pretty. Like this gray purple kind of moment is so nice. And honestly, one of my favorite looks I did using this palette was just an orangey red moment, and I don't really do those kind of looks. There's something about this color scheme that is making me feel inspired to use it in a different way every single time. Typically with like regular palettes or like these kind of palettes, I do a kind of look and I might make small alterations to it, but I know what kind of colors what kind of shadows I'm going to continue to use in each palette that I don't reach for like all of them. This, I don't know, there's something about this color scheme that makes me feel adventurous. And I have not gotten tired of this palette yet, you guys. The quality is so pretty. I love their mattes. Their shimmers are to die for. They're out of this world. They're blinding. They're metallic. They're sparkly. They're pretty. And then, like, there's something about this color scheme that inspires me to change it up. I don't just keep reaching for the same shades in the palette every time. And that's something I really look for in a palette that I'm going to use a lot and, like, be adventurous with. So the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos Makeup, you guys, is the #1 palette that I'm using right now. I'm looking at the other ones right now and I'm like, yeah, y'all are pretty and everything. Like, I really like this one. But as far as quality, I don't have any qualms with it. I feel adventurous when I use it. I'm excited for each look I do with it. The Club Nebula palette is my favorite one. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. There is a, there's a bunch of new products on my brand, theopencrypt.com right now. We have some new candles. We have Hannibal Lecter coasters and stuff like that. So if you're interested, you can check it out down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I kind of feel like I preached about this palette a little too much, and I feel like you guys are going to think it's sponsored, and it's really not. I just really enjoy it. But like, all these palettes are good. Like, there's none of these palettes that are trash. I mean, this is not good for the price, but like, all these palettes are good. But I feel like I kind of preached about the last one a little too long, so I'm sorry. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.